And we are back. Welcome to part 3. And if you remember, Wellby, the halfling thief, just triggered a trap after searching in that circular room, which is actually a rotating chamber, but I forgot about that last time. So the trap is a poisonous gas trap. This is not good, as I mentioned before, because poison in Final Fantasy is extremely deadly. So you need to make a save versus poison or die, as we will see. But there are some optional rules where you take a d6 per turn and things like that. But if you look here on page 159, up there it says poison gas. So yeah, the affected area must save versus poison or die anyone in the area. So this is it. Now if you look at my character sheet here, as a level 1 halfling thief, I do have death ray or poison. I need to get a 13 and I do have a +4 the save. So here we go. 15 I do save and I am still alive and kicking. So I can continue on with my adventure. So those are the good news. The bad news is of course that I did not find a secret door in that chamber. So what I will do is I will backtrack to the chamber to my right and I will search again and hope to find a secret door, but the chamber is an empty room. So now I will have to backtrack once more to the chamber with the passage down to the catacombs, and I will actually descend into the catacombs, but first I will search this room as well. And I found a body that I may loot for treasure, and I will draw from the corpse deck and see what I can find. And old bones, so these bones have a 50% chance of springing to life and attack me, in which case I would face a skeleton. But I rolled a 2, so the bones don't spring back to life, nothing happens. So I will descend into the catacombs. The way this works is that I choose the direction I want to go in. This is like underneath the chambers, and then I draw catacomb cards, and then I move that many spaces until I get an exit. So the first thing I find in the catacombs is a treasure chest. Now these are pretty cool because, as you see, when I exit the dungeon I roll 2 dice, I multiply it by 100 and I get that many gold pieces, and that's very good for leveling up. So I will talk more about that later, but I do use like a gold for experience system, but we'll talk more about that later. There was a giant naga blocking the way. I have to get out, so I get out now. Now I do make a mistake here, as you see, and then I choose which way to get out, and then I roll a d6 and that's where I get up. Now unfortunately, as you can see now, when I put the tile down, I put it down you know, 1 square below where I should have put it. Doesn't really matter. It's a regular chamber. I draw a dungeon card, I get 40 gold. Hey, why not? That's 40 XP. And I continue on my merry way towards the dragon chamber, as you can see there. This is the time tracker, by the way, and I'm about halfway now from certain death as the dungeon shuts down when the sun sets. But if you can see my female halfling thief there, Miss Wellby, I guess. I didn't take a good look at the miniature before, but she's actually a female. So I will move into the next chamber here and draw a dungeon card. See what I get. And it's a crypt that I may explore, and I will draw a card from the crypt deck. The crypt is empty, which is both good and bad. At this point I just want to get to the dragon chamber, hope that the dragon is sleeping, and snatch a few of those valuable treasure cards. So I'm just gonna keep moving towards the dragon chamber here, and now I am actually next to it. So the next round, unless something really bad happens in this chamber, I get to go into the dragon chamber. Oh no, it's an ambush! It's an encounter, and this means that I will have to roll on the dungeon encounter table in the basic fantasy book, which you can find on page 144. Now the cool thing about this table is that they're not all monsters. You can also encounter adventurers, as you see, the NPC party adventurer, and they may be on the way to exit the dungeon. They may sell you some healing potions or things like that. So a lot of potential here for roleplay. I roll a 12, which means that I encounter a wolf. Now that's really bad for a level 1 thief. Okay, and as you can see here on the in the stat block of the wolf, it has 2 hit dice, and in basic fantasy all the monsters have a d8. All the monsters that do have hit dice have a d8 hit dice. So I will roll 2 d8s to determine the hit points of the wolf, and I roll a 3 and I roll a 7. So that's 10 hit points for the wolf. Poor Miss Wellby only has 2 hit points. So wow. Okay, we will determine the distance, and it's 60 feet away. 60 feet away, coming at Wellby. So unfortunately the wolf has a 60 feet movement, so he can, if the wolf goes first, he can easily just run up. But I will try to see, I will use my listening skill. 39, no, I think I've got 30, or is it 25 listening? Anyways, so I didn't hear the wolf. If I had succeeded in my listening, I could have tried to hide from the wolf. So 3 and 2, so I get a +1 on initiative, which makes it a draw. So Wellby goes first, so she can try to shoot the wolf with her bow. So Miss Wellby's first attack hits, and it deals 6 points of damage, which is amazing. Now unfortunately it's the wolf's turn, and the damage from the wolf bite is 2d6, so it's extremely dangerous. Whoa! The wolf rolled a 4. Misses, so now it's Miss Wellby again, trying to hit the wolf. Now she has switched to the short sword because the wolf has closed in. She rolls a 4. She misses. Uh-oh. It's time for the wolf again. So the wolf rolls and misses again. It's another 4. I wonder if this dice is weighted. Okay, it's Wellby, rolls a 17. So she manages to hit the wolf, and she deals 4 points of damage and kills the wolf, and records the XP on her character sheet. Now move the sun token and heads into the dragon chamber. Look at all that treasure. Alright, so the first thing we'll have to do is to draw a dragon card to see whether the dragon wakes up and uses its breath weapon, or if it's sleeping, in which case we can draw 2 treasure cards. In the next episode, yes, there will be a 4th episode. I will exit the dungeon, and I will give you my final thoughts and some ideas on how to expand this solo version of Basic Fantasy even further. So until then.